Hello champs! Hope you're having an awesome day. I was thinking and I got an idea. What if I started doing generic food as anime characters? So here's the first episode of this amazing series. Ta-da! Starting with Sushi Girl. First of all, I try to get as many references as I can. Choose clothes, color, gesture, pose, and then when I finish drawing and painting the base, I realized something. I realized that I was drawing clothes using reference from my mind. My beautiful mind was thinking about Attack on Titan, Shingeki no Kyojin. And then I was like, fuck! And the censor at the end, because I can't say the full word. Then I restarted drawing all of her body, all of the line art, all of the colors, all of the sketch. It's a great lesson, you know. No matter how much you have done, you can do it again and even better. This time I'll be drawing a kimono of her, since it fits better, right? If it's a Japanese girl and it's anime from Japan and sushi's from Japan too, so kimono must be too, you know. I just think. It was a basic thought, but I only got it in the second try. Because my mind again was full of Attack on Titan. Since I finished watching last season, I can't complain. My mind, it's a beautiful piece of art. Attack on Titan. Please go watch it. It's beautiful. Okay, you have seen me drawing the ideas and the painting. After that, I'll be creating a lot of layers to do the shadows and highlights. I will be using the modes, a multiplier and color dodge. And just one on overlay. If you have any question about this process, just tell me in the comments below. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe, only if you want to get better at drawing, of course. Gabi loves you all, you're awesome, keep doing your best, bye bye!
you